What is up, everybody? It is Tuesday, January, what is it? 7th? It's the 7th, because a week from today is my 30th birthday. Bam! And you are watching the InsidersTV Daily Fantasy NBA show presented by DraftDay.com, who we'll be talking about a little later with a new feature. But wanted to not blow your eardrums out. How's that? How's that, guys? For the introductions? Is that good? Good. All right, so with me, I have the one, the only Davis Maddock and Napsterman. Davis is a Fantasy Insiders contributor, and he also likes to wear makeup on occasion. I'll bring up a picture later of him wearing makeup. He really likes it.
I gotta get some color, man. All these vultures in chat making fun of how pale I am.
Davis, you're looking really good though, man. It's that camera, I think.
I think it probably is the camera. The first day the camera was not kind to me. It washed me all the way out, man. It was bad. It was so bad. And I mean, like I played I didn't sleep the night before. It was no goodness.
Davis is showing some skin. They want to know what your tats say.
Which ones? This is one of my arms is from Lost. That's one of my buddies who died. I got one on my chest. I got a lot of tattoos, you guys.
Oh, man. This guy is like the Colin Kaepernick of daily fantasy. Speaking of 49ers fan, Mr. Napsterman, who is, he wins a lot of stuff as far as being a player. And Nap, you went like into Tommy G mode on Sunday during that Niners-Packers game. Did the thought ever come into your mind that Mr. Tuttle was freezing his buns off at that game?
Oh, that was just awesome. I knew like all these guys are freezing their ass off, watching all this domination, and just have to drive home with a loss. Oh, it was a great day. Like I'm just swagged out with Niner stuff. Like
yeah. Do you have a Kaepernick jersey?
And hold on, it was close to being blocked. He was flagged for offsides. It would have been 5 yards closer, so don't even talk about that. Do I have a Kaepernick jersey? I don't. I'm not really into jerseys, but I'll get one soon.
At least get the jersey.
The Warriors jersey. I got a Curry jersey. I don't like the jerseys, man. Those are weird. I'll get my swag back in place.
How are you feeling about this weekend's games? Or, I mean, do you have a good feeling?
I do. I think Panthers got a long break. You know, they're not in like game mode. I think that, you know, going from cold weather to warm, I think Niners are just going to be so pumped up. Like, you know, I'm not freezing my ass off. Like that just kind of prepared them for any weather. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think this is the week that Cam chokes and shows his true self.
No, shut up. Shut up, Soccer Dave. Don't bait me into a Cam discussion right now.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about some NBA news. Huge shocker just came in. Basically, Andrew Bynum waived by the Chicago Bulls. No one saw that coming in. But if you have been living under a rock or haven't been on Twitter for the last 24 hours, Luol Deng got traded to the Cavs, and we'll just discuss it for daily fantasy purposes. Deng not going to be available for the Cavs, it's looking like. And also, Carlos Boozer, has he been officially declared out for tonight's game?
Not yet, but it's looking like he's not going to play.
I saw something a while ago he was, but yeah, I would say 75%
Yeah, so no Deng, no Boozer. It's going to be another ugly game. However, Taj Gibson to the rescue. You also have Dunleavy, who's not a bad play. It just depends on where his price range is. But they think that Dunleavy is going to get most of the minutes with Tony Snell getting some. But I think that Taj is going to be the way to go in that game. Other news that you're seeing, Davis, you wrote today's article on FantasyInsiders.com. I know that you had some love for Dion Waiters in that game. Blah.
Yeah, no. If Jarrett Jack and Kyrie both don't play, you're not going to find a lineup of mine without Waiters in it. Like, he got to 20 fantasy points against the Pacers, who are the best defense in the NBA. Like, they just are. And they have great perimeter defenders, too. And against at this point, the Sixers are like the stuff of legend. Like, you just play guards against the Sixers. And if Kyrie sits and Jack sits, like, he could get to 25 shot attempts for real, and even if he misses 60% of those on FanDuel, like, he's gonna be a beast on FanDuel and DraftKings.
You like him over Miles for like 2K less or more?
Yeah, I do, because Waiters, I think, was really bad last year. Like, he was not good at basketball last year, but from what I've watched and from what I've read, even Cavs fans have been like, no, he learned some stuff over the offseason. Like, he's playing a lot better.
CJ Miles had a really good game. He is one of those. He's kind of like Waiters is. He is a boom or bust player. The thing about Miles is, I think he got, especially if Irving plays tonight, his value is going to be a little less. When Jarrett Jack was in the lineup 2 games ago, Miles had a decent start, but he just didn't get enough of the minutes. Now, without Jack, Irving, last game...
Jack just, by the way, Jack is officially out.
Yeah. So without them last game, Miles stayed hot and was able to play more. The thing I worry about Miles is his minutes. Because it's not a given that he's going to be playing 25 to 30 minutes. So we can take a look, though. I'll take a look at his game stats. I want to make sure that I am correct.
What do you think
about?
Say Kyrie's out. What do you think about a Dellavedova, Waiters, Miles mini stack?
Yeah, I love that for real. Like,
that's free.
It's the classic, like, you want to stack against the Sixers every night, but instead of filling around your stack against the Sixers with value plays, you can stack around them with studs, which is like, someone could hit like 400 in the slam tonight, perhaps.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of good value out there. Talking about CJ Miles, he last game was the game I was talking about where he got a lot of minutes. The game before, he actually did end up with 31 minutes, and before that, 28 minutes. So he will get about 30 minutes tonight. He, if you look at his game logs, though, there's a lot of times where it's just points, and that's what you're getting with him. So let me do a screen share so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you see right there. He had 21, 6 and 3, 19, 8 and 0, and then past that it's 14, 2 and 1, 5, 0, 0, 17, 1 and 1, 10, 0, 2. I mean, so it's all points. So if he's not scoring, you're in trouble. So that's why I don't mind Miles, especially if Irving is out tonight. I just want to give that disclaimer that there is some risk there. He is not a guarantee. He's very much a streaky shooter and a volume shooter, and if he's not scoring, then his value is not going to be where you want it to be or where you would expect it to be. Other news that you're seeing out there, Davis, Sean Williams going to be out, and I know that Dink and you were going back and forth regarding Jordan Hill. You're not really thinking about playing Jordan Hill tonight, are you?
No, I was. That was the tweet that I tweeted out that Dink responded to. I was mostly talking about for roto leagues, like Jordan Hill. You could toss him in your util slot right now because his minutes are sporadic because he's an energy guy. He doesn't know how to sustain a performance over 35 minutes. He just hasn't learned that skill yet. But right now, their power forward minutes are like Ryan Kelly, Pau Gasol. I guess Sacre. You can't really play Pau and Sacre at the same time though. So to me, it means all of the Wes Johnson minutes. Like, Wes Johnson is a value play in good matchups now because his price is never. Wesley Johnson's price is never going to increase. But he's really the only small forward on the roster now. Like, Nick Young can play there, but he's not really a three.
you have Jordan Hill. I pull his game logs up. The thing that it wasn't a blowout last game, and he still only got 12 minutes. Like, I mean, it was the game was already decided and only got 12 minutes. 11 minutes before that, 12 minutes before that. I think they're going to try to avoid him if at all possible. So I definitely think that Wesley is the way that you want to go. Sacre for minimum salary, he's definitely a high upside sort of guy, but I'm not sure I'm going to be having him many places tonight.
No, I won't be playing him tonight. You don't have to. There's some good. There's like, well, let's hear the tournament man explain why he likes Sacre.
No, yeah, you can't touch him for cash game, but I mean for 5K in 30 minutes, like maybe. I mean, you gotta, it's hard to not cover that once for multiple teams.
Do you think he'll play? Do you think he'll play 30 minutes?
I mean, without Sean Williams, he's 31, 27 last two. It feels kind of safe for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with D'Antoni is that he can always D'Antoni will just change his rotation. Like he'll just be like, nope, okay, Sacre, DNP, CD, 28 minutes for Cayman. Like he'll just do that.
Oh yeah, Cayman's there. Yeah, I hate Cayman.
Yeah, no, Cayman is the worst.
He used to remember when he was getting like 20 rebounds a game. Was a beast on the glass, man. He was fun to play a couple years ago.
Do you remember when a team gave him like 20 million guaranteed?
Yeah.
That happened.
God. Oh man, I chose the wrong career path. I should have just been a big ass rebounder.
Should have just been 7 feet tall.
Or place kicker, yeah.
That game though is going to be a fun game. The Lakers and Mavs tonight. It's got a high total, and it is at Dallas, so there's a little bit of a blowout factor there. But again, going to be a fun game. Kendall Marshall, unfortunately, his price has gone up. So
yeah, FanDuel finally upgrades somebody one time.
Yeah, I still like him on draft day though. 11K, 11.5. It's pretty nice.
Especially where he's getting the assist, 1.5 with the assist. So that's going to be a fun game. The Kings and Blazers going to be a really fun game. People are talking about Robin Lopez on Twitter. I have a big man crush on Robin Lopez. However, tonight kind of scares me in this game. This is a game where he could easily get 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes because he will be trying to guard DeMarcus Cousins.
I would rather go Sacre than Lopez for the price difference on draft day.
You only play Lopez when he's against like an undersized front line.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I do like LaMarcus Aldridge, though, and I also like Cousins. And our poster boy for today's article, Davis, that you wrote, Isaiah Thomas. He and Lillard going at each other. It's going to be fun. It's going to be like two just scrappy guards just going at it.
Yeah.
I love playing Lillard in matchups versus other really good point guards because every time it does, he he has that mentality where he goes at him. Like when they play the Cavs, like him and Kyrie, they got into that duel. Lillard is one of those guys where I don't mind playing the psychological angle at all.
Yeah. Your thoughts about those two games, Nap, as far as kind of doing stacks or mini stacks? You also talked about the Cavs mini stack, and that is a high total, playing, of course, at home against the 76ers. So what are you looking at for these kind of 3 games? Anything?
It's hard to stack Portland stack because the pricing, but I do love Isaiah. He's probably one of my favorite plays today. 13-8 on draft day is doable. I think DraftKings is a must play at 7.2. FanDuel's getting up there, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard to stack that game. It's like you can't Aldridge, Cousins. Everyone wants those two today, but you have to go min price at 2 other spots, which is possible. So that's it's all possible today. That's you gotta get at least I think 2 guys minimum from those 3 highest over unders for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Cousins is the play tonight at center on FanDuel.
Really?
Yeah, because Verjao, he's 6.4 against Philly.
Does he have that 60-point upside though? Like he does.
Yeah,
but
he had one. He did it the other night.
He did, but
that game went into overtime.
That was so.
He had 48. He had 48 when the fourth quarter ended. Varejao did.
Oh, man.
On Draft Street, he had 48.
He was playing a decent Brooklyn team though, or an undersized Brooklyn team rather, and had 22.5 points. Like he's not
so
scoring
scary.
against Orlando. He had 18 and 25. He's just not getting that.
I mean, it's Orlando. I just took that matchup versus Orlando. Like you saw DeAndre last night versus Orlando. Like that's just, I mean, it's 3K more to get a 40-point floor. I think it's worth it tonight. Like
I'd rather have Cousins tonight than Andy.
Yeah.
And Tristan, I'd rather probably have rather than Andy. But I just think that you look at the positional value, shooting guard and small forward, and even power forward. There are just all sorts of options there.
If you're playing Cousins though, you're basically saying that LeBron and Durant are off. You can't play those guys tonight though.
Well, LeBron, I'm not playing. I'm done with LeBron for the time.
Even if Wade sits. Because if Wade sits, he has to score. We've talked about how his hustle stats are down, but if Wade sits, he has to score.
It's the hustle stats that I'm worried about, though. I mean, only getting a few rebounds, a few assists. I mean, for what?
Yeah.
LeBron just is not the same daily fantasy LeBron that we're used to. Like it's just like an automatic because his salary, like on FanDuel, is not much more than what it was last year when it was just like an automatic to take him. Also, before we get on to the subject of LeBron and KD and spinning on small forwards, I want to point out that Batum did hurt his hand in that last possession, dislocated it trying to foul, actually popped it in like on TV. It was pretty gross. And he will be playing tonight. However, I would stay away from Batum because he's going to have a splint on, and a guy like Batum that you need some three-pointers out of him, I can't trust with that splint. So I want to throw, again, that word of caution out there, and now we can resume our LeBron and KD talks. So LeBron's cheaper than KD. KD would be the guy I would spend on. However, his price is creeping up into almost you can't take him mode. So I just think small forwards
until he goes for 75 fantasy points, and then you're like, Jesus, why didn't I take Kevin Durant?
I mean, he's at Utah. I think they're gonna. I like Reggie Jackson that game. He's kind of picking it back up.
That's who I wrote up was Reggie Jackson from that game. But the last time this team they played Utah in the second game of the season, they got blown out by the Jazz. Durant only had 13 points. So like, and that was they didn't have Trey Burke either. I don't think that game tells us anything other than like maybe Durant wants revenge or like I don't know. They did recapture the title from the Nets as the worst defensive team per 100 possessions though.
So, Reggie Jackson had a really good scoring night the other night. Yeah. There was some issues with fatigue with him, but you have to think that his conditioning is getting a little bit better as he's getting more minutes and getting used to the burn. So I don't mind Reggie Jackson at all tonight. As far as other guys at that small forward position we talked about, Wesley Johnson, if he's minimum salary, are you comfortable with rolling him out there in your starting lineups for cash games, Nap?
For Wes Johnson in cash games,
yeah,
probably not. I think Meeks and Marshall are the safest guards for the Lakers. It's just I don't like Wes Johnson really. I mean, he's definitely a tournament dude. Like he can hit 40 if he starts hitting threes, but cash game, there's just better options, I think. Even though he might get 35 minutes, let someone else gamble on that rotation, and Nick Young might take over. It's scary.
Nick Young ain't taking over Jack.
Hey, you don't know that. You don't know that. Nick Young can get hot, man. Don't be that way.
Well, yeah, but he got hot like 2 games ago, so he needs at least 3 more games before he gets hot again. Someone mentioned Aminu, or as our good friend Mike Leone says, Aminu. He is going to get some playing time because Ryan Anderson out with, what they say with his back, it wasn't like a pinched vertebra, but
herniated disc.
Herniated disc is what it was. those things are no fun. So he's going to be out for a while. Jason Smith, do we have any news on him?
He's going to play.
He will play.
Yes.
So that kind of diminishes some of Aminu's value, but Aminu's one of those guys that can get hustle stats. Anthony Davis, though, tonight, your thoughts on him, Davis, and then I'll ask you, Nap.
I mean, I think he's probably a tournament play, but I don't like taking players against Miami in cash games. Like, I know they are susceptible to like really good rebounders, but Anthony Davis's usage rate on offense is really pretty low. Like, Monty Williams is a terrible coach. Like, they really should just be running pick and rolls with Reek and Anthony Davis just all day, and they don't. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. So like a tournament, I could see him getting like 25 boards or something ridiculous against the really small Miami front line, but like he's not someone that I'm, especially with, if you guys kind of just talk me into Cousins, so you can't really, I don't think, spend on both those slots with the value that's there at power forward.
Now,
yeah, he's not making into too many of my teams. Just the price, other options. I do like the matchup, and no Anderson definitely helps. But I'd rather have Melo. I'd rather have Aldridge. Rather have even Thad the way he's playing in that matchup. So it's definitely an option, but I wouldn't force it.
So it seems like kind of how it's gone is basically people were in love with Anthony Davis at the beginning of the season, then he gets hurt, then he comes back, and people are in love with him again. And now the love is kind of dying down. But we talked about earlier, it wasn't the Pacers that they were planning for. I think they're coming from the Pacers. I don't know where they were, but the Pelicans couldn't get out of their airport, whatever airport they were at. So they were game planning for the Heat in the airport. So I'm just not sure you take into account that kind of stuff, and this feels like maybe a blowout game. Is there anything on Wade as far as, has he said that he is going to sit tonight, Davis? Why did you say that we're not sure if he's going to play?
Because he's a game time decision. That's what him and one other Heat player,
Battier?
Chalmers, I believe. Oh, Battier, yeah.
If he gets in the Hall of Fame, his plaque should say the best game time decision player of all time.
Of all time.
Yep. It seems like literally every day for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Battier is doubtful. Someone said in the chat that he is out. And then Chalmers is also a game time decision. Chalmers did not play that second half because he was going. He had a Achilles issue that he said had been bothering him for the most of a few weeks now, or at least the past week, that his Achilles had been bothering him. So should be an interesting game. Maybe kind of a sloppy game. Probably a game that if you're playing anybody, maybe Norris Cole. I mean, and that's no fun playing Norris Cole.
Yeah.
No, playing Norris Cole sucks. Watching him back iron a bunch of threes above the break is the most painful thing ever.
Someone did ask about Beasley, and he had a really good game. In fact, I saw their last game. Let me pull up his game log. I saw in 20 minutes he got 24.25 fantasy points, but 17 points in 20 minutes, and starting to kind of get back into that Michael Beasley mode for where his salary's at. If all those guys are out, I definitely look at him as an option. Was surprised, honestly, when lineups locked and I saw Kondia had him on DraftKings. I was thinking, how does that work? And this was after lineups locked on DraftKings, so he definitely had him, but he had a pretty good game. So maybe Beasley, if everyone and their mom is out tonight, maybe Beasley is the guy.
If Chalmers, Battier, Wade, if all those guys sit, you can play Beasley for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm never playing Rashard Lewis again, by the way.
Oh, no, he screwed me big time also.
So, yeah, that line moved a little bit. 7.5. I think it was 10 when I went to bed. So, I mean, they kind of like New Orleans. So it's weird.
Yeah. Well, it's the top of the hour, so I think we know what that means. Nap. Nap.
Yeah. You got the music?
Ding 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 ding.
All right. Wow, that was bad. It's you don't. Why can't you get the real music? You've had 3 weeks to find it.
I'm on a different computer.
Okay. All right, Kung Fu game. Here we go. It's pretty level, crazy. Not crazy, but it's simple. Here you go. 19 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and then 2-2-2. 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 turnovers. So 19, 4-4, 2-2-2. Could be anyone.
19.
Easy to remember. 4-4-2-2-2.
19 4 2 2 2 2 2.
No, 4-4-2-2-2.
Okay, let's see if this has anything.
That's a Mike Beasley line.
Yeah. That
That could literally be anybody.
I'm sure. Yeah. Are those the lotto numbers?
That's like a CJ Miles line if CJ Miles goes off. Or like a waiters. I don't know. Someone. It's definitely a scores line. So anyway.
That's like Dellavedova's career line right there. Best ever game.
Ready.
There you have it. That is the Napster Man Kung Fu match.
I'll tweet it out. Get some guesses in.
How's that, Nap? Is that better?
What?
You missed it. I had the music.
Yeah, we can't hear. We can't
hear it.
Oh, well, that sucks. I don't know why you can't. We'll have to check on that.
Everyone else heard this, though. It was a success.
It was good. Josh Smith, Jay Smoove. The Pistons game tonight is going to be an interesting one versus the Knicks. Carmelo absolutely had me like tingly in the first half against the Mavs on Sunday. He just went off, especially in that first quarter, and then did like absolutely nothing the rest of the game. It was terrible. So thoughts on this game? This is like one of those sloppy games where someone mentioned Josh Smith. Maybe Jay Smoove could get a bunch of love. Also should mention Tyson Chandler is doubtful to play tonight with an upper respiratory infection. Thanks, Tyson, for the love on Sunday. No one warned us at all. We got a big fat 0.
That's because he wasn't sick. He got a case of I fucking hate my teammates.
Wow.
Well,
sorry.
Davis, that's your one for the week.
That was weird. Like, revenge game in Dallas. Like, you got to fight through that.
That's what a couple of the New York beat writers were saying, was that it wasn't he was just like so sick of playing with Bargs and Melo, like that he just got really mad and like went back to the locker room.
That's awesome. Man.
I mean, if you were a defensive center and your power forward was Andrea Bargnani, like how happy about playing basketball would you be?
I no wonder Lynn left. He was just like, I'm better than these people. And he got money.
Alsa, didn't someone anger tweet him after that game? That
I'm sure.
Did y'all see the Carmelo karma? Was it glazed donut face?
Oh, dude, that was so funny. That was. I didn't ask your glazed donut face to be my fan anyway.
Maybe one of the best responses ever. So. Anyways, let's get back. I was going to try to find it. It's not really relevant to what we're talking about. Kenyon Martin tonight against Detroit, and also maybe a little bit of Drummond action tonight against the Knicks. What are your thoughts on this game, Davis?
Not Drummond, dude. I've been burnt thinking that centers and big men do good against the Knicks, and they never do because Bargnani pulls them so far away from the rim. Like, you're thinking, like, oh, Bargs is so bad on defense. But Bargs isn't really bad on one-on-one defense. He's bad at team defense. So, like, he's always out of position. But one-on-one, he does all right. But No, the Knicks play at like a disgusting pace. They play so slow. No, not Drummond. I do like Josh Smith though in this game.
Yeah, Josh Smith's price just seems to just have gone crazy low everywhere. Like he's under 11 on draft day. It's like, how do you fade that? You know, it feels like he might like get 10 steals tonight against this like sloppy J.R. Smith Melo combo. I don't know. It's just I love Josh Smith everywhere.
Yeah, this is definitely the Josh Smith game. Also, you're right probably about Drummond. Now that I think of it, that they have Bargs at center, they might not use Drummond as much. This might be one of those dreaded games where he gets like 30 points, 30 fantasy points in 20 minutes because they go small.
Drummond, he's not that consistent yet either. Like he's got the Cousins upside, but he doesn't understand his own talent and like size yet. It looks like he kind of looks like Bynum before Bynum, like in 2007 before Bynum got really good.
Yeah, the game's going to be. I'm probably staying away from Melo, but Josh Smith I like, and Kenyon Martin is a guy whose minimum salary on draft day that is going to get a bunch of run at minimum salary. He doesn't need that much. He needs, over 20 fantasy points for like a really good game, and I think he can get that easily. So,
do you like him or Sakura better?
What's that?
Him or Sakura, both 5K.
Yeah, I would probably prefer. I don't know.
What if you could do both and just stack the rest? I mean, it's crazy, but why not?
Yes, I love it. I love that theory, that strategy.
Kenyon Martin is just, I'd rather play Norris Cole than him.
Than Kenyon?
Yeah, not tonight, just in general. I don't know.
I'd rather not play either of them.
All right, let's talk about other guys.
They're better salary relief options. But the main, I wrote in the Pulse today, the reason I like Smith is with Chandler out, like, yeah, he's going to shoot a bunch of awful long twos, but when he does decide to go to the rim, there's not going to be any rim protection for the Knicks. And he's a salary play. When he falls below a certain threshold, you want to play him, and when he's too high, you don't want to play him.
Yeah. He's not a bad play. He certainly carries some risk, especially on efficiency sites. Thoughts about Monroe and Shump. Shump has been playing just out of his mind lately. Are you comfortable with playing Shump tonight?
No, because there's so much. There's Jimmy Butler, there's Gerald Green, and there's Waiters, all in that same price range, and I would prefer all of those over Shump.
Nap.
I'm not really using much Shump. I kind of jumped on that little stretch he had, and then I just realized this is a Mon Shumper. What am I doing? And there's a lot of other value. I'd rather CJ Miles. There's just Gerald Green. There's a lot of other guys I feel safer with.
Yeah, Miles definitely is. I mean, his price is still close to minimum salary out there, so he's still a good option at shooting guard. Like I said, shooting guard, small forward, I think is pretty stacked. So is power forward. So you have Nick Young at 5,600 against Dallas. Are you okay with him being rostered tonight, Davis?
Of course I am. But
you're asking the wrong guy.
But here's the thing: if I'm not playing Nick Young on a certain night, that means he's probably not the optimal play, and he's not on any of my rosters right now.
So,
yeah,
if Davis doesn't have Nick Young, yikes.
Because I look for any reason to play Nick Young, for real.
Yes, you do, even on efficiency sites.
No, I haven't played since he got bumped up from 9K. I haven't played him on Draft Street.
Okay. Well, we'll just agree we'll agree to disagree there on your love for Nick Young. One time you were even loving on Nick Young that night that he just did not have a good night, that you had him rostered. So bad.
Yeah, sometimes he goes cold, man. Sometimes it happens.
Mozgov tonight in what should be an up and down game. I had Mozgov on one site, but it didn't even matter because the rest of my team was so terrible. I had him on DraftKings, but the rest of my team was so terrible that it didn't even matter. But Thoughts on this Nuggets rotation, Davis? Are you comfortable with playing Hickson, Fareed, Mozgov, any of the big guys?
Yeah, I'm good with Fareed on FanDuel tonight. I think he's 5.6. He is the exact type of dude that Boston's front line struggles with, just like athletic, high energy guys, like what DeAndre Jordan did. Like he's like DeAndre Jordan if DeAndre Jordan wasn't blessed with DeAndre Jordan's size.
Nap.
We're talking about Denver. I just I think they're great tournament players. I won't trust Cash Game. I don't know how you can trust them with so many options. Like,
Yeah.
It's just Denver's just. It could be anyone. Like Hickson might get 50 tonight.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat where I just can't trust. It's kind of like that Phoenix front court where you don't know which player is going to go off. So
it's just cash games. You're throwing money. Like it could be anyone. Like why risk it? There's so many good.
The thing about that Boston front court is that they've been playing big lately. They play at a slow pace. They haven't been doing bad against the big men because they're playing Gerald Wallace and Jeff Green as the wings. Just an incredibly tall lineup, an incredibly slow lineup. There's just not a lot of sexiness, I don't think. I'll be staying away mostly from this game. So there you have it. Someone asked a question about Kendall Marshall. Kendall Marshall or Knight on DraftKings is the question.
Kendall Marshall, you can play him everywhere at his salary right now, I think.
What is he on DraftKings? 6.9?
No, he's 6.1.
Same as Knight, pretty much. Yeah, I'd go Marshall there.
Yeah, I'd probably go Marshall. I'm just continuing to fade Knight, even though he just goes off.
No, you just play him. You just play him in the high pace matchups. It's like Brandon Knight's not a guy that's incredibly hard to crack. I don't think.
I think that's a interesting game. Milwaukee Golden State. I mean, it feels like a blowout, but it could be close. I don't know.
No, it's gonna be. Golden State's playing so good right now.
Yeah.
Golden State is scorching people right now.
If you haven't already, go to DraftDay, click on the strategy tab, and see Scott Malwig has the day before tomorrow up on the blog. And they also he talks about his love for Isaiah Thomas, so he's right there with you, Davis, on that love. He also, or DraftDay also has the live events that they rolled out today. So you've got Draft Street that kind of had the draft only leagues, and then Grant, they kind of came out. It's still different, where you have like a salary cap drafting league with DFS Elite, and now DraftDay just introduced the drafting leagues, and these are snake draft leagues. So if you want some snake draft leagues, get in there. Also, you can go into your account settings on DraftDay and enable the SMS alerts to where when your snake fills, I feel awkward for saying that, but when your snake fills, you will get an alert that says that you're ready to draft. So, Nap, you are like the guy who loves these sorts of games. So just DraftDay coming out with another different game to play. Your thoughts on just kind of the evolution of DFS?
Yeah, anytime I can fill my snake, I jump on it, So this is I love sites, just you have to keep it fresh to keep customers and get new customers. So brackets were huge. Obviously live finals are huge for sites. And just you got to keep thinking of new games to separate yourself. There's so many sites popping up trying to come up with a new big idea, and this is just another step for them, I think.
Yeah, and it's a part of kind of the land grab that's going on as far as trying to. I mean, DraftDay obviously doesn't have the big money that other sites have gone out to invest in, but they're kind of trying to ride the wave, and also they're providing like a whole gamut of games where you can. I don't know, is gamut the right word to use in that?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
the guy from X-Men.
No,
But
stop it.
Okay.
they're rolling out just a lot of different games and saying, listen, if you like daily fantasy at all, come try us out, and just kind of that theory that something's going to stick. And you also have, like, I know on Draft Street there are certain guys that would just do snake drafts every day, and there still are, like Ruck Daddy and what's one another one? Be More for Life 22 is always over there, and it's all they do are snake drafts, and some of them like high roller snake drafts. Like Ruck Daddy was going back and forth with Militar, doing like 420 snake drafts every day on Draft Street. So as a site, if you get someone or some like a group of people that continually like to draft, then you can continue to take their money. So I love it. I love the fact that DraftDay is coming out with just another game. They clearly are the most diverse DFS site out there, and hope that you guys give them a try. We've received nothing but positive feedback from everyone that has tried them since we started the whole sponsorship. So good stuff. Let's get on to the rapid fire, a game that they have over there. Last night, 3 out of 5, not 5 out of 5. And one of the booby twaps is the one that got us. So if you try to do the max last night, you
Can I mention one more min play before we do the rapid fire?
Yes.
Okay, on Draft Street, Chris Douglas Roberts 2 games ago starting for Anthony Tolliver. He does more than Tolliver. He's not as good of a shooter, but like he's 4K. He's 4K on Draft Street, and he could get you 18 fantasy points. So I just wanted to mention him.
They have CDR. They said they were not going to cut him. So like you have these 10-day contracts, and in the NBA, I think this is how it still is. They give you a 10-day contract, then they extend it to another 10-day, and then they have to either cut you loose or sign you for the rest of the season. So they said they weren't going to release him, and he has been getting minutes. So I love that play over there on Draft Street. Maybe not so much on other sites that are not as sharp with their salary pricing, but
yeah,
definitely over there. I would agree. We're on the same page there. So good stuff. Steph Curry or LeBron James tonight?
Curry.
I'm gonna say Curry, but if Wade sits, I'm gonna switch it on my own thing.
Nap?
I say Curry. It's always Curry for me. It's like, unless it's him or Durant, I'm going to do Curry.
Homer.
All right, I'll go Curry as well. This is going to be a disgusting game, though. So
if he gets hot, it's just you can't stop him. Like,
yeah, it's going to be a gross game, and I'm through with Bucks. You hear me? I'm through with the Buck love. Carmelo or Cousins tonight? If anyone says Carmelo, you're
Carmelo? No.
Cousins.
Cousins.
Okay. All right, good. Anthony Davis or Pau Gasol?
Pau.
That's tough, but I like Pau too. Yeah.
He's playing so good right now. I almost swore again, but I stopped myself.
It's just less blowout potential. Probably more minutes. I like him.
John Wall versus I'm all about Powell also. I mean, what he's been doing lately is pretty incredible. John Wall versus Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah.
Actually, my draft day lineup right now has both in it, but I'd go Isaiah.
I'll go with Isaiah also, just because of the faster pace. Charlotte plays at a pretty slow pace. However, and they were playing. Who were they playing the other night that they both scored in the hundreds? That really surprised me. I can't pull up game log. Someone in the chat.
Or Washington.
Maybe Dallas.
I'll find it.
Maybe Portland. I don't know. It was someone, but they both scored in the hundreds. Someone look up the game logs and tell me, so I'm not going. Maybe
Some
Clippers. Maybe
the Bobcats have the 6th best defense in the league, though. Just that's where everyone wants to keep saying that it's just because they play in the East, but that defense is real.
Joakim or David Lee?
David Lee.
Yeah, Boozer's out for sure. I mean, I think Lee's got the bigger upside. Yeah, I like Lee.
You're going Lee also, Nap?
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah, I guess Target.
It's-
If you're going Curry, I guess go Lee also. So
yeah.
there you have it. That's the rapid fire over there. I feel like 3 out of 5 is really reachable, especially with Cousins and Thomas and Gasol. I don't feel really good about the Warriors that we picked, but that's why we just do the rapid fire, not the rapid fire max. Dink P said 103 to Sacramento, 134 to Portland, 112 to the Clips. The last 3 games for Charlotte defense. Your move, Davis.
Yeah. Also, yeah, whatever, Dink. I just wanted to point out something. The Pacers have the best defense in the league by a full 5 points. Like, it is
Wow.
insane how good the Pacers defense is. Like, the Bulls are giving up 100.2 points per 100 possessions, and the Pacers are giving up 95. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, stack Toronto. No one will have it.
Dude, someone tweeted today. His name's James. He writes for Draft Street. He tweeted, "DeRozan is Spanish for swag."
No, not at all. If you have any questions for us, feel free to ask us in the chat. We talked about kind of the positional value, and you have Isaiah Thomas and John Wall. You said in your lineup snap. I have Isaiah Thomas and MCW in my lineups. Are we just is there any cheap point guards that you see yourself really spending on tonight, or not spending, but going cheap on tonight, I should say?
On draft, you're talking about draft day only?
Really, anywhere. Is there any cheap point guards that you could see yourself playing on a night like tonight?
Reggie Jackson on FanDuel's under 6,000. I think that's definitely pretty safe for that price.
And Trey Burke.
Trey Burke's around that same price. Also.
Trey Burke, yeah, just he's not a cash game guy yet. He's just so up and down. It's like you can't, it's scary to me. Knight's definitely in play with that. He's still under 7 on FanDuel and DraftKings. Draft day for 12. I'd rather have Kemba. I'd rather have Marshall. It's just nothing like crazy minimum. Udrit's pretty much out of play with Belton back. Yeah, it's pretty much what I see.
Did we? Also Jay Crowder, if Sean Marion doesn't play in that sick matchup versus the Lakers, is super awesome in play.
Oh man, I love playing Jay Crowder. Other people do not, but I love playing him. I haven't gotten burned as bad as other people have. But
can he? I don't even know. He was like a second-round draft pick. I don't even know if he can shoot. I don't watch the Mavericks.
I've loved watching him play ever since he played at Marquette. But if he's on from 3-point range, watch out. The problem is most of the time he's not on. Wes Matthews or Josh Smith on draft day. I think that is Josh Smith.
I have both of them too. They're both under 11. It's just so many value plays there.
Josh Smith is really cheap across the industry right now. I'm trying to get him in tonight.
Kendall or Reggie?
Kendall.
Ooh, Kendall. Yeah, I'll go Kendall.
For draft day, 100%.
Kemba or Lillard on DraftKings, and then right underneath it, no Lillard love. I've got Lillard love. I like MCW more than Lillard.
Yeah, Lillard is in my cash game lineup. I am terrified of playing any Sixers tonight. Their game didn't get over until really late last night on a back-to-back. I don't want to play Sixers.
You think Roden should be back, right? Or he was just sick a little bit?
You think he had a stomach bug. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see about him. Someone asked about Kyrie or Isaiah Thomas if Kyrie plays.
Kyrie.
Isaiah.
If Kyrie plays, it's Kyrie.
I think I'm going to agree with Davis, with the caveat that it's going to be extremely risky though still. But like a bone bruise, come on. Kyrie, get over it. Get your butt out there, especially since he's shooting guard eligible.
He's got a reason. He's got a reason to play now. They gave him some help. The Cavs suck, dude. They're a bad basketball team. But with Dang now, I don't know, man. The East is so bad they could be the 3 seed for real.
I think they'll wait to bring Kyrie back with Dang. Take a little pressure off him. Don't force it all on him tonight. I think they'll wait one more game.
Yeah, let Waiters shoot 30 times tonight.
Yeah, just let the scrubs see what they do, and then just figure out a rotation when Dang's in.
That's a good. I hadn't even thought about that. That's actually a good point. I bet Kyrie doesn't play tonight.
No.
You don't think he does?
No, now thinking about that, it makes more sense because the rotation's going to be all messed up tonight, anyways. And why play Kyrie off an injury on a messed up rotation? Like let Deladova get some minutes, let Waiters get some shots.
Delavadova.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just call him. I just call him Deli.
Lava Dove.
To answer that question, I would go Lillard over Kemba on DraftKings. Dragic is in play tonight for sure. Reggie in cash games, sure, I don't hate it. LMA or Mello on FanDuel, give me LMA. You guys
Aldridge.
tell me you're in the same
All
boat
day.
as me.
All day.
What is it, like 220 over under now? It just keeps going.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
it's like
I'm gonna
it's
have
just
to.
sick.
Hey, also we didn't talk about Dirk. Like Dirk is such like a middling play. Like he's never exciting, but against the Lakers, like he should pick up some extra shots and rebounds, right?
Yeah, I like Dirk tonight as long as he's getting all of his minutes. Now, someone asked Dirk or D. Lee.
I would take Dirk there.
I would probably take David Lee there.
I'd go Lee. Dirk's just like he's like either he just seems to be between 25 and 35. Like it's safe, but league,
Well, and he's right. The way he's priced on Draft Street is he's like, if he goes on the lower end of his range, he kind of kills you, and then if he hits the top end of his range, he meets value.
And Lee's just bottom end of his range, just like top end of his range, just so sick. Like why not just go him?
LMA or Powell, I would. Their prices are not the same. I don't think. I haven't seen their price anywhere where they're the same. But give me, man.
Give me LMA.
I mean, straight up, yeah, but the price difference, depends on the rest of your team. You can pick a really good team with Powell's price.
I think Powell is the better value play for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a tough question because this is a site where it's hard. At center on Draft Street, Cousins or Varejao? Because that makes a real difference as to what you can do. Because Cousins is the second most expensive player.
What are the prices on there?
Cousins is 21 and Varejao is 13.
Oh,
21 is hard to make fit at center.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, you would have to go. I don't think you can go Cousins. Not at 21. I mean, even at 19 or 20, you have to realize that Cousins is a little bit of a risk. So at 21, there are so many games tonight where you're kind of hamstrung if you take him in that lineup. I think there are better options out there. Yeah. Monte Ellis, he's the definition of a high ceiling player. We used him as an example yesterday. I got burned by him on Sunday. Coach came out and said that his struggles recently have been due to opposing defenses giving him attention. Well, fix it. I mean, come on. That's what I'm saying.
Carlisle.
Like, of course he's going to get some attention, but you got to do stuff. You got to make adjustments when he's getting that attention.
He's not hot right now. He's not playing that well. I love Monte Ellis, but he's not in any of my lineups right now.
Well, the end of times might be near because Davis does not have Swaggy P in his lineups and is not like Monte Ellis tonight.
Well, I think he's the top shooting guard player. Like I think he'll score the most points at the shooting guard position, but I think there's a lot better value. Because Wade is out, DeRozan's playing the Pacers, and Bledsoe's out.
Crowder if Marion is out, or Lamb.
Crowder. I do like Jeremy. I wrote Lamb up too, though. I like Lamb.
Lamb's been playing really well after Westbrook went out. I think Lamb's the safer play. So
and he has chance for 35 minutes if they blow him out by halftime.
Yes. Timmy D with no Tiago. They said the Spurs said that they were basically going to go with multiple different lineups depending on who they were playing, so it's not like we really know what's going to happen to there. They're playing Memphis. I'm kind of fading this game altogether tonight.
Why do people on night with 12 games say I'm gonna try and play some Spurs tonight? Now we already know that Manu is gonna be one of the shooting guards in Condia's lineup. Like this we already know.
No, there's no way.
You don't think so?
He's going Gerald Green, probably Butler.
Dude, he loves to play. I have a theory on Condia lineups that
I know he likes being unique, but that's just crazy.
Because with the volume he plays, it's like playing a GPP every night, and like when his contrarian plays hit, he wins the slam 4 times over.
Yeah, but sometimes he does go chalk.
He's gonna have a Parker, Kawhi, and Duncan. I can see that.
Dude, yeah, no, he and Kawhi has not hit value in like the last year, but like he always ends up with him at one of his small forward slots, and I don't understand it.
Papa Cub asked about the Greek alphabet. Wow, that's what I say about that.
I'm just off Bucks for a long time.
Yeah, me too, man.
Fade the Bucks until they play the Sixers again.
Gosh.
Even though if they were free, like they could still put up negative. Like just one bad play, you get benched the whole game. It's crazy.
It's just not fun. It really isn't. It makes you hate yourself at the end of the night, and that is not fun. So that's why I would stay away from the Bucks for sure. You guys like Melo for 8,700 on DraftKings? Sure, for 8,700, he's a decent play, but just know I like other plays better than him. So that will do it for today. Tomorrow we'll be on again at 3:30 Eastern time. Also, make sure that you check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Fantasy Insiders, and our value tool is live. If you need, it should be on our page tonight. If it's not, though, check our Twitter feed, and I'll make sure that we have a link up. But really cool. Just getting a lot of positive feedback from this, and I think it's something unique, something kind of groundbreaking within the industry, and really excited just about the tool that we have out there. And for a first tool, it's not bad, and it's something that it's even better because I like to use it a lot, and so it's useful for me. And those are the best tools, right, that are useful for me. So there you have it. Davis, any parting words for everybody?
Somehow someone get Jared Solinger to get 25 fantasy points tonight, and then my draft street lineup is fine, and I won't have to freak out.
Jared Solinger?
I know. I have 10K left in my last slot, and I love the rest of my lineup, and I don't want to have to change things around, but I might have to.
Gross. Jared Solinger is gross.
For cash game, that's just...
Yeah, it's so gross, so now I have to go back and tinker.
You haven't yet cracked the code if you have Solinger in your lineup.
I think I have it cracked on FanDuel, though. I think we're good there.
Anything from you, Nat? Parting shots? Kung Fu match you have, the line, you want to say that again?
Yeah, so tweet me at NatSuperman on Twitter. You get one guess. Make sure someone else didn't take your guess already. It's not going to count if you win if you're not first. So you can re-guess if you see it's taken 19 points, and then 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and then 2-2-2 steals, blocks, turnovers. 19, 4, 4, 2-2-2. And then try out this new DraftDay game. Fill your snake up. No overlap. That's kind of like it's like the best possible. That's like DFS dream. You hate overlap, so it's perfect.
That's right. Love it. Thanks to our sponsor, DraftDay, again for sponsoring the show. Love having them as sponsor. And Scott will be on tomorrow to talk more about the live draft they have over here on DraftDay. So that'll do it. Later, we will see you tomorrow, but we'll be around tonight. We'll be around tonight. So, yeah. Do the dang thing.
All right. Peace.